Hi everybody, it's time for your Farm and Ranch news. Well, last week, grizzly bears were the hot topic before the U.S. House Committee on Natural Resources. H.R. 1419, sponsored by Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale and co-sponsored by Wyoming Congressman Harriet Hageman and Montana's Ryan Zinke, directs the Interior Secretary to issue a new rule removing the Northern Continental Divide ecosystem population of grizzly bears from the endangered species list. And Montana Farm Bureau member and Shoto rancher Carly Johnson testified about what it's like to live in bear country.
I shared with them some things about compromises that we've been willing to make as producers to be able to safely live and work with grizzly bears, so that they could understand that we're not asking for a one-way street, we're asking for a two-way street, and for bears to start making some compromises. And then I just shared about what it's like to be in a position where you're asked to raise your babies with a sow grizzly bear and her cubs, and how that's really challenging for me, and it's also really challenging for that sow grizzly bear.
Now, she also testified that ranchers do understand that working with grizzly bears is part of the job, and their priority is to be good stewards of the land and have a generational understanding about the importance of putting the ecosystem that they work within first. And that doesn't stop at the grass or crops and does include wildlife. Members of the committee also heard testimony on H.R. 1245 introduced by Wyoming Congressman Harriet Hageman, which would also delist the greater Yellowstone ecosystem population of grizzly bears. In some other news today, as producers across our region begin to dig out from the latest snowstorm, they've certainly been impacted significantly by this one and several others this past year. And that's why the Farm Service Agency is reminding them about technical and financial assistance that's available to help them recover from these adverse weather events. More specifically, producers who experience livestock deaths in excess of normal mortality may be eligible for the Livestock Indemnity Program. Meanwhile, the Emergency Assistance for Livestock, Honeybees, and Farm-Raised Fish Program provides eligible producers with compensation for feed and grazing losses. Impacted producers should contact their local USDA service center right away, though, to report losses and, of course, learn more about program options that are available to assist in their recovery. And finally, the American sheep industry is well represented on the newly appointed National Wildlife Services Advisory Committee. In fact, 5 sheep producers were appointed to the committee. Among them are Curry Campbell of Texas, Dave McEwen of Montana, Bernard Peterson of Nevada, Burton Flieger of North Dakota, and Cad Urbakite from Wyoming. The 20 members, including 4 returning advisors, were named earlier this month by Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack. Now, the committee advises the Secretary on recommendations for policies and activities for USDA's Wildlife Services Program, which of course is very important to livestock producers here in Western Ag Network country. That's a look at your Farm and Ranch news. Have a great day.